The USL's home stretch continues tonight with a midweek matchup between the Indy 11 and Penn FC here on ESPN+. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome atop FNB Field. Brian Kaiser joined tonight by Brendan Leahy. Glad you could join us. We've got a great matchup with playoff implications. You've got the Indy 11, who are on a 9-game unbeaten swing right now. They are trying to fight for a home game in the USL Eastern Conference playoffs. But on the other side, Brendan, this Penn FC team comes in reeling after a loss this past weekend to Atlanta United 2, and now a desperate time. They still have 8 games left on the home, but they still need a win.
That's right, Brian. And what a time to need a win. 8 games in a row at home. If they're going to pick up a win, it needs to start tonight.
Well, let's take a look at some of the guys that will be major players in this game. We're going to start off with the Indy 11 because they've got a guy who's red hot right now. That's Eugene Starkov. Starkov had a brace in his last game, a very impressive victory against New York Red Bulls 2. Indy 11 won 3-0 in that game. Starkov right now, the Ukrainian-American national, a player who is red hot at this point. And you look at him right there. And on the other side, for Penn FC, they had some guys for international call-ups. Aaron Dennis and Lecky Kasana are back, but the guy who's been consistent has been Paulo Jr. You see him on the assist there on your screen, number 31. The Brazilian is a former player for Indy 11. He was with them a year ago when they were still in the NASL. So the matchup is set. It's Penn FC hosting the Indy 11, playoff implications on the line. Who will survive? We'll find out next. We'll be back with opening lineups and the opening kick back here on ESPN+.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law, but more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Crooked Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner of Penn FC. The rental community located in Susquehanna Township features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, a state-of-the-art fitness facility, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living at Central PA.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
And welcome back here to FNB Field in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Brian Kaiser along with Brendan Leahy. Let's go down right now to the third member of our team down on the field. Here's Brandon Moree.
Both head coaches before the match. Indy 11 head coach Martin Rennie said he wants his team to continue their recent run of good form, trying to keep that unbeaten streak alive here tonight. The key for them, much like it was for Atlanta United on Saturday, will be to adjust quickly to the field. He also added that his team is aware that Penn FC has its back against the wall. Penn FC head coach Raul Voss had similar thoughts about coming out tonight. He wants to make sure that his team does not start flat, get a strong start, don't concede the early goal like they did Saturday, and hopefully the result will be a much better one for the home team. That's all I've got for you. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Brandon. And we've got a matchup tonight between two teams. You've got the Indy 11 coming in on a 9-game unbeaten swing. Winner of the last game very impressively against New York Red Bulls 2. 3 draws preceded that one, but that has Indy 11 right now in the 5th spot in the Eastern Conference. A win tonight for them would propel them into a tie for 3rd with the Charleston Battery. For Penn FC, they sit right now in the 12 hole, but if they can pull a win tonight, they'll actually move and jump into 10th place, tied with North Carolina FC and the Charlotte Independents with 35 points and just 4 points out of the final playoff spot currently held by Nashville. So these two teams, we'll take a look at how they're going to line up. Let's start off with the Indy 11. It's 8 of the 11 starters that started a night ago, or last week, against Red Bulls 2. And for Penn FC, you'll notice Aaron Dennis back from international duty with the U.S. Virgin Islands. He will start tonight. Lucky Kasana coming off the bench. He was a late arrival from Zimbabwe. He was doing international duty as well for Penn FC. It's 7 out of 11 of the same lineup that started on the weekend, on Saturday, against Atlanta United 2. But 2 guys not available were 2 of the defenders in that game. Yellow card accumulation has gotten Ken Tribbett, the second leading scorer on this Penn FC team, and the team captain when he's out there, along with Jake Bond. Both of them picked up their 5th cautions in that game. Neither available. Thiago Calvano and Harry Hawkins will get the start in place of them. So we have both teams getting set to kick things off. The Indy 11 is in the white-based uniforms. A little bit of the red and white. Right there you see Ramu Pizer. He's in the lime green, the keeper for Penn FC. And Penn FC starts with the ball. They are in the blue with the white trim. These two teams, very important matchup between them. They played one other time this year. That was back on June the 30th. It's a 1-1 draw at Indy. And that was a game where Penn FC actually took a lead in that game, then went up a man. And after that, he gave up a late Jack McInerney goal on a free kick to equalize that game, a game where Penn FC felt really that on the road they could have actually taken all 3 points and were unfortunate not to do so. An offside called against Penn FC, so it'll be a restart coming up for the Indy 11. Head coaches in this game are first-year coaches for their respective sides. For Penn FC, it's Raul Voss. And for the Indy 11, it is Martin Rennie. Ball headed up the field by Penn FC, played back. An opportunity here, and turning on that ball is Matt Watson, the veteran midfielder. To the near side is Rainier Ferreira. Sends the ball long. Down in the box, and Pizer will go over to it. Brendan, you take a look at the pitch here, and this is, with all of the rain that we've gotten here in central Pennsylvania, a concern, especially for visitors who are not necessarily used to it. It's going to be a little bit soggy out there, not exactly what you'd call always the best of footing because of the conditions, but one that is going to be fair for both teams.
Definitely. And when you're playing soccer, you definitely, you want to be aware of how the ball's going to skip off the grass. If it's a little wet, it might skip a little faster. When the ground is more soggy, it could move a little slower than you're expecting. That's definitely something you want to get a feel for in the early steppings of the game.
Throw-in coming up for the Indy 11. Ferreira puts it in. It's the guy we highlighted, Starkov. Eugene Starkov, a year ago, was with the New York Cosmos, was a teammate of Penn FC's Lucky Kasana when he was there. Throw-in coming up for Penn FC down the far sideline. It's the English national Harry Hawkins with the throw. The left footer finds Menjivar. Back to Hawkins, who play it long. Foul coming up. Miguel Jaime is fouled on the play. So an opportunity for a restart coming up for Penn FC. A little bit more dangerous situation is Iosi. Incidentally, he is close to a yellow card accumulation situation. He has 4 of them coming into this game, so if he would pick up a yellow in this game, he would have to sit the next matchup that the Indy 11 have. It will be a restart. Usually over these, the left foot of Walter Ramirez, the Honduran, along with the right foot of the team's assist leader, Richard Menjivar. Menjivar has his hand up right now. Number 14. Eyes it up. Looks like it's going to be him. 5 players come to this near side. Menjivar will chip down the middle. Tipped around, and it'll be the first opportunity of the game for Owine Fun Williams. The Welshman able to come up with the ball. Quickly plays it the other way. The 11 can't get anything initially on the first play, but now an opportunity for Jack McInerney down here on the near side. He'll take a long blast, didn't get all of it, and it knuckles out of play over the end line for a goal kick.
Great quick response there from Indy 11. They were able to get the ball out of the box quickly, up the field, and almost caught Penn FC out in transition.
So Ramu Pizer, the venerable Frenchman, 39 years young, between the pipes, making his 22nd appearance in the starting lineup for Penn FC this season. He'll boot things back away to get things started up again. Collision there. Penn FC heading it back and forth. Here's the turn. A lot of room over here on the near side. Open here is the former Indy 11 player. Marco Franco gets the ball slid away from him out of play. Right here, Ferrero with the play there. Quick restart. Back to Franco. Chips it forward, no one home. Clear to a neutral third. We're on the far side. It's a good ball from Calvano, finding Ramirez, looking for the run from Jaime. Cut off and played out. The throw in coming up as Matt Watson had to track back on Jaime to make sure nothing was there. Marco Franco, one of the more popular Indy 11 players in his time there. 3rd leading games played in his career with the Indy 11. Still has an affinity for the area for sure when you spend that much time in a place. You definitely get attachments to that area, and Marco Franco is very fond of the fans from the Indy 11 in his time there. Restart coming up for Indy. So here comes Carlisle Mitchell, one of several players who was with Martin Rennie in previous stints, either in the NASL or the USL. Got an offside whistled against Starkov. So a restart coming up for Penn FC. We're here in the, now entering the 7th minute of play. Penn FC and the Indy 11. No score. Here from FNB Field in Harrisburg. Brian Kaiser along with Brendan Leahy. Only USL game in the Eastern Conference going on here tonight. 2 games out west. In the East, this is the only one with both teams with an opportunity to move up in the table if they can win. Franco with it. Inside, Paulo Jr. was making a run, but it's cut off by the Indy 11. Here comes Penn FC with Menjivar. Pops it back for Jaime. Looks wide to Ramirez. Left footer comes to the inside. Menjivar chips it forward. An opportunity for Paulo Jr. Lays it off. Shot! And a riser over the bar is not going to make it for Menjivar.
It was well done there by Penn FC. Able to spread out the Indy 11 defense and then cut inside. Great opportunity there.
And great technique going outside in, working the ball around, as you see the replay right now. Great look that time. The give and go is here comes Menjivar laid off and just a little bit too high for Menjivar off the feed from Paulo Jr. So the goal kick for the Indy 11. Middle of the field. It's Nico Mater. Throw it coming up for the 11. These teams playing only 2 times this year, and I figure there is going to be a little bit of a feeling out period between the 2, especially since they haven't seen each other since June. There's Penn FC. Ramirez making a run. Drives a shot, and it's wide. He just snuck in there, and it's his off-foot check. That was Aaron Dennis, excuse me. He was making the run on the outside, and that's why I was a little bit more surprised. Ramirez making the overlap. It's Dennis coming to the inside. His dangerous right foot goes just wide. Aaron Dennis, a player who really has come on of late This is his 11th start of the year. 3 goals in that time. Take a look at Martin Rennie, veteran coach on the Indy 11 sideline. Pit stops before with the Vancouver Whitecaps, Carolina Railhawks. Won a championship in the USL with them in 2010. Also, Cleveland City Stars. Pizer on the rising ball. Iozzi was looking for McInerney.
You can see Iozzi there struggling to get the ball out from his feet. Looks a little damp on this side of the field.
Job of squeezing Penn FC off the ball, but give away for a moment. Ramirez continues the pressure. At midfield, here's McInerney. Starkov is a little open down here on the left side, heads it back. McInerney gets it to his right foot, has a little bit of room, dishes it out on the outside. Chip inside, and it's deflected by Harry Hawkins over the end line. Corner kick, the first of the game for the Indy 11.
Great hold-up play there by Starkov. Knew he wasn't going to be able to get around 2 Penn FC defenders, so he plays it back to a teammate and gets a good shot on goal.
Iozzi will take this one. Iozzi on the season assist leader for this Indy 11 squad with 6 of them to go along with 4 goals in his 23 starts on the season. Spaniard will bring it with an in-swinger with the left foot. Sent back post, looking, and a hold inside as Thiago Calvano ended up heading the ball, but he did so under duress and under what the official deems as an illegal challenge by Brad Russin. Up the field, here comes Penn FC. 11th minute of action, still scoreless. Paul Lowe Jr. up the right side, trying to make the cross, and Penn FC will get there first. Nope, it's going to be a throw-in. For a second, I thought that was going to go over the end line, but it did not. Russin did a good job to keep it to a throw-in and not a corner. Ball sent across the middle. Cleared out. Venter a little too physical on the challenge, and the Indy 11 have it. McInerney drops it back. There's Watson. Trying to turn, gives it away in the back. And Penn FC will take the possession. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and Select offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Pizer with it now for Penn FC. Penn FC comes into this game with a record of 8-10-8, but in their last couple games, they lost. They had won their last 2 games on the road swing, that they had gone 2-5, with those last 2 wins coming at the very end. Big wins against the Ottawa Fury and the Bethlehem Steel. There's an opportunity. Paulo Jr. swings it wide. Here's Ramirez, his talented left foot. Into the box he goes, crosses, and I believe that was a shot because he got a lot on that and not much direction.
Well, that's one thing. If you're going to put a lot of heat on it, you want to try to aim it a little bit closer to goal. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to wrap his foot around it and sends it into the stands.
Talk about the form of Penn FC, and that's the 2 wins in the end of the road swing is the surprise of what happened on Saturday night, because a team that was relatively rested, had 6 days off between their previous game at Bethlehem Steel, looked great in the second half, especially of that game, in dominating performance, winning 3-1 on the road. So to turn around and lose to a team that is 15th in the table overall was very disappointing for Raul Voss's squad.
It also takes the wind out of the sails at a crucial time in the season here. You're trying to make a late playoff push, and a homestand is exactly the way to get those wins.
Penn FC working the possession right now, dropping it back for Pizer. .50 ball won in the midfield by Indy 11. A little sketchy area over in the sod of the baseball diamond, unable to be controlled by Starkov. Here comes the Indy 11. Here's Watson, finds McInerney. Good slide from the backside from Jaime. He is really impressed in his inaugural season here in the capital city of Pennsylvania. has had to play a lot more than what they were expecting. This replacing Marco Estacquio. Here's Paulo Jr. dispossessed of the ball, making a run down the right side. Great play that time by Nico Modern. He's got it now. And a slip. And a throw-in coming up.
It's a dangerous back pass there with these field conditions. You got to be careful of playing it back towards your goal there.
Brad Russin was the one who slipped down. Franco looking backside. Nobody home, but Penn FC is able to recover it. Stepping up now is Hawkins. He's got a talented left foot also. Play it to Metzger. Deflection as Ramirez tried to send it into the box. It'll be the second corner kick of the evening for Penn FC here in the 15th minute. Ramirez will take this, and with his left foot, this one will be an outswinger. Without Ken Tribbett, Kyle Venter becomes probably the best option up front. Thiago Calvano also has been good in the past. They'll look for Calvano. He can't get anything on it. Ball play back in. Nice job by Metzger. Here's Aaron Dennis. Steps over, brings it back. Patient offense right now by the home team. Pass to the middle. There's Calvano with the deflection off of the center back. Carlisle Mitchell's deflection is enough for Owain Fun Williams to pick it up. 0-0. Penn FC and the Indy 11. Look at the Eastern Conference standings for those of you who missed it. FC Cincinnati, in a game that was suspended by lightning on Saturday, finished off Louisville City 1-0. It was 1-0 when they stopped play. They picked it up yesterday, and that one ended 2-1. Excuse me, 1-0 was the final score in that one, just how it was before the Reigns game. So FC Cincinnati, they look like they're clear. Here's Paulo Jr. He fires one high, but that also was deflected, last touched inside by Rainier Ferreira. So another corner kick, the third of the night for Penn FC. FC Cincinnati with that win, and what that does is it keeps the defending champions Louisville City FC in fourth place, in danger of losing position for a home game in the playoffs. You've got the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in second with 49 points, the Charleston Battery 48, Louisville City with 47, and this Indy 11 team sitting right on the doorstep with 45. Menjivar, outswinger, headed back post, opportunity for Calvano is wide. And he got up, Brendan. He was clean, got a nice clear header, just missed the mark.
That's right. With these corner kick opportunities here, dead ball opportunities are the time that you're going to be able to find the back of the net. Penn FC's knocking on the door. You got to think if they keep getting these opportunities, one of them is going to go in. Lazy
defending that time from the Indy 11. They sort of let Calvano just walk down the middle. Maybe the fact that Calvano has not been playing a lot of games recently for this Penn FC team, and he kind of comes in under the radar. 10 starts prior to this game for Thiago Calvano, but has not been seen on the pitch for a little while. And Raul Voss, with his issues with yellow cards to some of his other defenders, counts on the veteran defender. But here's a tough one, and a shot well off, that time from Ben Spies. Needs to do better with that one. The former MLS player, 4 years of experience with the Columbus Crew. A little overexcited going after that one. So it's still 0-0 between Penn FC and the Indy 11. Pizer looks for the far side. Hawkins has some good size over there, so it's one of the reasons he's looking over there. Here's a chance. Ball played up the middle. McInerney dispossessed. Well done by Marco Franco. Calvano now finds Hawkins, who gets clipped from behind, and we're going to have a foul called back this side of the field. We have a center referee who is walking briskly over to this side. I don't think he's going to give a card to McInerney. It is Ismir Pekmik, who is our center referee today. Our linesmen are Jay Hutchinson and Zespan Ziwa. Fourth official is Patrick Casey. our officials tonight here in Harrisburg. NFC with the ball now after that foul. Kyle Venter with it. Now Menjivar plays it up the near side. Franco is very progressed from the right back position. Finds Paulo Jr. Tries to cross. And that will last be touched off of the Indy 11. So it will be another corner kick, the 4th of the night for Penn FC.
Penn FC's doing a great job running up this right flank here. Indy 11 has not been able to stop them going up there.
It will be Menjivar with his outswinging right foot. And once again, we'll see Venter and Calvano, the 2 center backs, go forward. That one gets twisted. Venter up first, tried to head it back towards the middle of goal. Got a little too close to Williams, who rises above everyone. Great season this has been for Owain Fon Williams, the 31-year-old Welshman making his 29th USL start. That is exactly how many games that his team has played so far in the USL. There'll be a throw-in coming up for the Indy 11 in front of the Penn FC bench. Chip to the middle. Jaime is there. Now Ramirez. Get the ball forward. Here's an opportunity, but the ball just dies on the turf. And here comes Penn FC the other way on the counter. It's a little much. Looking for Paulo Jr., who wasn't going to be able to make a run towards that one. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter. Throw in Penn FC, McInerney, who had a brief stint, very brief stint here on the island when he was a Harrisburg City Islander for 1 game. It's back in the 2010 season when he was on loan. That time he was known as Union Jack because of his affiliation with the Philadelphia Union, his parent club. Franco looking backside, nobody home. Penn FC able to scramble it down the corner. Great job by Ramirez keeping that ball in play. Tries to drive one. It's deflected by Watson over the sideline. Let's watch this ball again. Had a runner back post. Not getting that call for Dan Metzger, and Metzger not the tallest of players either, so it would have been difficult for him to elevate to do anything with that.
It's a dangerous cross as well, getting swung in there at the back post. Unfortunate he wasn't able to get ahead on that.
Aaron Dennis, some good dribbling through players, but Penn FC can't dribble and pass in tight corners that time. The ball's just played up to neutral third. Great job dispossessing Penn FC of the ball, and a foul, and a clear one called there against Thiago Calvano. And that will be a yellow card for Calvano. And for Thiago Calvano, that will be his 5th yellow card of the season. So he will miss the next Penn FC game due to yellow card accumulation. We'll see this one back again, and this was clear as day. Hand on the shoulder, trying to prevent a dangerous attack and a numbers situation. That is a definite professional foul there.
Absolutely, a very tactical foul. You know you're not going to be able to bring the guy down. He's in on goal. What better way to just kind of throw a hand out there and see if you can try to slow him up a little bit.
But he gets the yellow card for his troubles. So with this game now in the 23rd minute, he will have to be careful from here on out.
Also, at this point in the season, you've got to be careful with yellow card accumulation. You're no good to your team on the bench.
Iozzi will take this one. A number of players here for the Indy 11 menacing the front of the Penn FC net. Ball bent to the back post, punched away from Pizer. Indy 11 trying to keep it in, but cannot keep the possession. Here comes Penn FC. Although Jr. wanted a call, didn't get one as Watson did a good job of pressuring him immediately. Throwing coming up for the visiting team. As we are a little over midway through this first half of play. Brian Kaiser along with Brendan Leahy tonight on ESPN+. NFC, Indy 11, USL soccer action here in the USL's Eastern Conference. We are about a little over a month away from the playoffs. Cannot wait for those. And speaking as broadcaster here in Harrisburg, hoping that Penn FC can find a way to get in. Up the right side, here is Watson. They lose that ball, and Calvano again gets called. This one definitely not a card, but he is very animated about his displeasure with the whistle.
He went in on that thinking it's a 50-50 ball. It looked like he did get a little bit of the ball, but might have got a little bit of the man as well.
Another restart. Iozzi will go back over to play this one. The last ball was a dangerous one that Pizer was able to get. Take a look at the replay on this one. I'd have to agree with the official on that one. That was a touch late. So it will be Iozzi. And he put this one a little bit better. This one is twisted in, and again, Pizer this time is going to be able to get up and grab it. He wants to move quickly. His teammates have other ideas, as he had only Paulo Jr. up on the offensive half of the field. Everybody else had sort of taken their time. They cannot get the quick restart. Penn FC now will attempt to build the attack. Still scoreless here. Penn FC and Indy 11. Looking for Dennis. Been rather quiet. You wonder how much Aaron Dennis is going to be available after playing 90 minutes in, I believe it was 90 minutes that he played the U.S. Virgin Islands matchup this past week. Whatever they can get out of him is a positive for Raul Voss's team. He's played extremely well, the former Miami FC man. Franco switches the point of attack over to the far side. Hawkins now to Ramirez. Ramirez dances to the inside just a touch, now goes down the wing. Dennis look inside, looking for Jaime. Jaime looking across, and wins a corner as nobody was really home there. He did the best thing he could, and that was give Penn FC their 5th corner kick of the first half.
Penn FC has been very good with these incisive balls, cutting up around the Indy 11 defense.
Quick restart, ball sent in. Indy 11 surprised by the quick restart. Penn FC still has a little bit of opportunity. Shot deflected off of a head, and that is going to be a throw-in. That shot was ripped from the backside by Harry Hawkins. Throw-in coming up, Penn FC. Go to Franco. Gets it out of a divot. Comes over to the near side. Metzger is there. Tries to flick it past. Nothing doing. Still Penn FC trying to control this one. Menjivar and Starkov have to be talked to with the physical challenge between the two of them. Penn FC once again will throw in. Here's Franco. Metzger stops it before it goes out. Cannot keep the ball though. Starkov knocked down by Menjivar, and the call is made. So restart for the Indy 11 in their own end. 27th minute of action of a scoreless match between Indy 11 and Penn FC. Indy 11 players that they have available off the bench besides their backup keeper Ben Lundgaard. They also have Brad Ring, Dylan Morris, Juan Guerra, Seth Moses, Nathan Lewis, and if they need instant offense, Suni Sai is an absolute spark plug that they can go to off the bench. The Lebanese national, a solid season thus far. 4 goals, but always seems like he is dangerous. For Penn FC, Sean Lewis is the backup keeper tonight. They have Haruna Shaibu, Prince Bafo, Calvin Rezende, Salih Mohammed, Jorge Rivera back from his international duty over in Puerto Rico this past weekend, and Lucky Kasana, again, he's back. I have no idea how long he's been back, from Zimbabwe, where he did not gain a cap in that game for Zimbabwe, but now is back, and if that is any indication, we're hoping that he has an opportunity. Another corner kick coming up here for Penn FC. They're 6th of the first half. And it will be Metzger who will trot over to take this one. So Venter, Calvano, Hawkins. Really, the only guy back right now for Penn FC is Marco Franco. As everyone for Indy 11's in the box. And that ball twists right to the keeper. Williams is there to grab it, but nobody up, so he'll take his time.
Starkov there was making a run up the pitch, but didn't see, wasn't able to be picked out by his keeper in time.
Here's a chance, and a chip looking back post, no. And there is the guy you were speaking of. Starkov with it, with an opportunity on the back post. Penn FC thought he was offside, but he was being kept on from the backside, and that chip was just a little off the mark. But again, you see Pizer, he is incensed right now with the linesman because they felt he was at least a step offside.
It was definitely a close decision looking at the linesman. He was in the position to make a call. He didn't, so you got to think that he was kept onside.
Ball played up. Aaron Dennis will not get the same call the other side. He is offside, making a run down the central of the field. We approach the 30-minute mark of this first half, and these two teams, outside of some set pieces, I'd say, it's been rather docile between these teams. Tame.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Penn FC has looked incredibly dangerous on their corner kicks. They've had several of them this first half, and they've made them count. Indy 11 has been able to capitalize on quick breaks, trying to get around, in, around, and behind the Penn FC defense, but not too much to speak of other than that Starkov coming up here just a few minutes ago.
Ball played into the Penn FC end. Actually controlled by the Indy 11. Hawkins will track back. Didn't get the best of first touches. And that puts him in a little bit of danger and can't keep it in play. Throw in coming up for the Indy 11 in their offensive third.
You've got to wonder how much that the field conditions are coming down to this a little bit. It is soggy down there. It seems like some guys are having a little bit of a tough time keeping their footing.
Iozzi tries to leave the ball for Starkov. McInerney with the right foot, chipping back post. Spies, I believe, would have been offside if that one was allowed to stand, but it ends up going over the end line anyways. A little bit better creativity that time, though, from Indy. The free kick, or the goal kick, will be coming up for Penn FC. Play Wheel of Fortune, the new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery for your chance at top prizes of $100 grand. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. So Ramu Pizer boots the ball away. He's a teammate with Rainier Ferreira a year ago with the San Francisco Deltas, the championship San Francisco Deltas of the NASL. Ball played long. Dennis was in an offside position. Be a goal kick coming up for the Indy 11. Talk about a world traveler. Pizer has seen it. He's done it. Came up with the Paris Saint-Germain youth system. He's played professionally in France, Germany, Switzerland, Romania, Portugal, Canada, and now in the United States. He's been for quite some time. And he's fluent in 4 different languages.
Really? How about that?
French, Portuguese, German, and English.
Man.
People would sometimes say that I'm barely fluent in 1.
Could not agree with you more. I hear that from about myself all the time. But what a leader that is to add to your team as well. He's seen it, he's done it, he's been around the world. You know, definitely somebody for his teammates to look up to.
They're going to ask for him to make something happen here as McInerney tries to send it back across the middle. Pizer is not called upon. As Metzger will drop it out to the outside of Ramirez. Benjavar, Ramirez. Now to Hawkins. A lot of the play has been down the left-hand side. They tried to come to the middle, nobody home. Calvano will pull the ball over here on the right side to the former Indy 11 member, Marco Franco. Right back will play it all the way back. This is dangerous in this sort of condition. Pizer was aware and got there. And Dennis, once again, drifting into an offside position on the restart. So it'll be a free kick coming up for the Indy 11.
could hear a little bit of a gasp around the stadium here when they played that back pass to the keeper. You know, something to be aware of here. The field conditions, you know, that could really do some damage here if you mishit that back pass.
Have to be sure of the person you're passing back to as much as you are about your own pass, and there was no lack of confidence in his keeper from Marco Franco. And speaking of him, he'll take a tumble this time, knocked down by Iozzi. There'll be a restart once again coming up for Penn FC. A lot of great stuff coming up in our halftime break. A lot of great features to stick around for here on ESPN+. We are scoreless here, though. Still waiting for the night's first fireworks between Penn FC and the Indy 11. Brian Kaiser along with Brendan Leahy. Brendan Morey on the sideline for us as well. Here's Pizer, who directs traffic. Dennis is on side, but gets out jumped. But Penn FC is the team that comes up with the 50-50 ball in the middle. And this is going to be an offside position for the Indy 11. Another restart coming up. This also, all these restarts, Brendan, really interrupt the flow of play too.
It does, and it really helps. You know, if you're defending, it helps. You know, take some momentum out of the attacking team side. But looking at this, you really want to try to get some sustained attacking, and it's hard to do that with all these whistles coming in.
Good step that time from Franco to not allow any progress. Now a ball played up the middle. McInerney had his first touch go off the side, and Menjivar comes to clean it up for Penn FC. They had McInerney sort of drifting back there with only one man back on, or near him, I should say. It wasn't exactly on him. Good quick passes, get it to Franco on the right side. He'll send it. Looking for Dennis, a little over his head. Ramirez will get there in the corner before it goes out. And he'll win another corner. Tool that one off. They're going to play it quick. Here's Menjivar. Plays it to Jaime. Played all the way back to Hawkins. Defenders never got up, so they will just continue to play as usual. Many times in that corner kick situation, they'll send the center backs up. They did not move forward because of the quick restart. There's Metzger in the middle. There's Calvano. Hawkins. Ramirez. Up to Jaime. Looking for a cross. Gets around one man. Gets to the end line. Cannot get around the final man. That was Matt Watson who cut him off last, the captain, being able to force that ball to Williams in goal.
Penn FC putting a little bit of offensive pressure there against Indy 11, and it all started with that dangerous searching ball there from Marco Franco there.
Franco gets undercut by Starkov. The foul there, and it will be Penn FC ball. There's a nice pass up to an on-rushing Aaron Dennis. Left side of the box he goes. Cuts to the inside. Tries to cross. Ball hits off an arm, but it was in a natural position as far as our referee is concerned, so there is no call. Penn FC will continue with the possession, though, now near midfield. Franco with it. Now to Paulo Jr. Quiet recently. Franco. Paulo Jr. Two guys who played on the same Indy 11 team. And now working in the possession with each other. He'll switch the point of attack with Paulo Jr. Now to Hawkins on rushing. Jaime drops it back for Menjivar. They'll go wide once again. Nice possession this time for Penn FC. Ramirez to the inside. Trying to get there. Jaime turns. Drops it back off. Franco. Metzger. Iozzi will get the block on that one. Metzger will take the throw. Stringing together multiple passes, though, on that series. A little bit of continuity on the offensive end for Penn FC. Venter goes to Metzger in the middle of the field. Jaime's about 25 yards out from goal. Looking for Metzger. He thought somebody else was going to be there overlapping. And that one goes wanting. We're in the 39th minute of a scoreless match Penn FC and the Indy 11. You can watch highlights from every game of the 2018 season and stay up to date with news from across the USL at the league's official Facebook page, facebook.com/USL Soccer. Ball played into the box. Williams will have it just bounce to him.
If you're Penn FC here, you're approaching halftime. You want to try to put as much pressure on Indy 11 in their defensive third as you can without getting caught out here.
All played up. And really, Indy 11 in this game is we're going to see another foul against one of their forwards. This time it's McInerney. They have tried to pretty much play the ball up forward to their forwards, but they have really not used the midfield very much in their attack. And sort of circumventing that at this point.
Forwards have been linking up well. The link-up play has been good in the attacking third, but the midfield is really where you feed the ball into the forwards, and they really haven't gotten much out of them this evening.
Matt Watson's done a nice job defensively for the Indy 11. Has had to be called into support many times there, and you see him near the ball on that play. They have been very quiet otherwise with what they're attempting to do tonight. To see if that's one of the adjustments that Martin Rennie is going to make at halftime. Ball thrown in. NFC will send it into the Indy 11 end, and the response will be to return it. Playing the ball back and forth between these two teams, and a loose touch there as it was Calvano just allowing McInerney to go by, and McInerney gets a piece of Pizer on the way and will pick up a yellow card. Jack McInerney, he tends to be a little fiery anyways. He's a guy who definitely, there is a streak to him that you love as a person when you have him on your team, because he is as fiery as they come. I'll be honest with you, I did not see a lot there.
I think it's safe to say that you could feel hard done there by getting that yellow card. I mean, that's a tough call to begin with, especially considering these conditions. You could see a little bit of a divot that he took out of the ground where he slid. It's a tough call.
He ran by. He got a piece of Pizer, but it didn't look malicious, at least from the camera angle that we had. Maybe there was something different that it looked like on the field, but. Throw-in coming up for Penn FC here in the 41st minute.
I think the more concerning part of that is defensively, Penn FC kind of switched off there and gave McInerney a chance to get in on goal there.
Here comes Metzger down this far side, looking to the middle. Nobody home. Everyone had traversed to the middle of the pitch. So Penn FC will reset with Venter. Plays it to Calvano. Now to Hawkins. Indy 11 trying to win that one. They do end up getting to it as Watson runs back to it. Sends it up the far side. Calvano one-on-one against McInerney and heads it out of danger. Here comes the throw. Up the far side by McInerney. 3 minutes plus stoppage time left to go here in half number one. Scoreless. These two teams, though, the first time they played, there's not an explosion of offense. 1-1 was the final in that one. Menjivar for Penn FC. Drop it back. Hawkins does a nice job just to keep that one in play. Penn FC will continue the possession. They'll look for Franco down this right side with a lot of room. Marco Franco plays it to the inside, now bounces back out. Menjivar will go the other way with Jaime. Metzger now to Menjivar. Over to Hawkins. That's Jaime. Drops it back to Ramirez. Near side is Penn FC doing a good job of probing, looking for an opportunity. Here's Aaron Dennis. Not shy about the shot for sure, this guy is. But dispossessed going back that way and running down Ben Spies before he can get anything really going. Here comes the Indy 11. Poor ball played up the near side. Absolutely nobody home that time for Iozzi. Here's Paulo Jr. Trying to cut through. Iozzi steps in and makes the tackle. And then is fouled from behind by Menjivar. Penn FC is Rush Soccer's first team making its USL debut this season. Rush Soccer is an international organization dedicated to the development of youth soccer players. Based in Littleton, Colorado, Rush Soccer is partnered with 85 clubs around the globe, providing a comprehensive club development program to over 32,000 players. Penn FC is proud to sit on top of the Rush Soccer pyramid. We've got about a minute or so before we hit stoppage time in the first half. Cannot think we're going to have much of it. And I think at this point, be surprised if both teams aren't really just looking to get into the locker room. Still tied at 0. Played back. Ferreira plays it back to Carlisle Mitchell. Up front, McInerney gets pushed down by Hawkins, and referee waves off the flag of his AR. Inside, Spies from behind. That is Jaime. With the conditions, it looks worse than it was. The play will continue. And FC in the back with Menjivar. Played across the middle. Here's an opportunity on rushing. An opportunity for Iozzi's left foot, which is deflected off of Venter out of play.
You had mentioned playing to just get to halftime, and that's the most dangerous part of the half, the beginning and the end. You know, you might get a little slow towards the end of the half, just thinking the whistle's going to blow soon. You switch off defensively, and that could cost you.
So the throw-in comes up here. There'll be a minimum of 1 minute added to the end of the first half. So not much time left, but the Indy 11 will have one more chance here with a throw-in in the box. Ball up, headed towards goal by Starkov, and it is saved by Mamu Pizer. Ball sent to the midfield circle. Jaime, not much time left, maybe about a half minute left to go. Ramirez looking for something in the middle. NFC will retain the possession with Paulo Jr. Now to Menjivar. Drops it back to Venter. They take one more crack in the box. It's Ramirez over on that far side, nowhere close, and that probably will do it. Center referee has his hand up and the whistle in mouth, blowing away on it. We have completed one half of play here from FNB Field in Harrisburg. Our score at the half, it's Penn FC 0, the Indy 11 0. And a first half where, honestly, Brendan, not a lot going on. We had some set piece opportunities, but really both teams, it just felt like a feeling out between the two, and maybe both teams looking to see what they can adjust to start off the second half.
I'd agree with that 100%. Penn FC did have some sustained possession there in Indy 11's defensive third. It seemed like they were one of the more dangerous teams consistently. Indy 11 did have their flashes where you think this could be the one where they break the deadlock here, but you know, nothing too out of the ordinary for both of these teams.
We're going to have a quick conversation on the field with Penn FC's head coach Raul Voss in just a second, but his counterpart Martin Rennie has already taken his team off the field, and the Indy 11 here on the road. A point for them is not the worst thing in the world, but for Penn FC, this is a team right now who needs 3 if they want to really start making that final push. And even though the Indy 11 are a formidable opponent, right now it's a 0-0 game at the half. Let's go down right now on the sideline. Brendan Murray is with Raul Voss.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach Raul Voss. No goals yet, but what do you think about the way that your team performed in the first half?
Yeah, we tried to do. We wanted to do a little more. Unfortunately, the field conditions don't make it easy right now. It's very deep and soapy. I feel like in good positions we didn't pull the trigger, didn't get the shots off. Crosses weren't accurate enough, so we got to do better in the final third.
Sure, a lot of corner kicks, some dangerous plays. What will it take to get the ball in the back of the net in the second half?
Yeah, as I just said, we got to be a little more accurate. We got to be a little better on the ball in the final third, a little more decisive than 1v1 situations.
Very good. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Brandon. We're going to step out for a break. When we come back, our halftime show, it's 0-0. Penn FC and Indy 11 back after this on ESPN+.
Kroger Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner of Penn FC. The rental community located in Susquehanna Township features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, a state-of-the-art fitness facility, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living at Central PA.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Beautiful Harrisburg skyline in the background. Penn FC and Indy 11 are tied 0-0. Well, there's a lot of strange towns in Pennsylvania. Not everyone from Penn FC is from around this area. So sometimes you have to try to figure out how to pronounce some of these things. So let's throw it right now to our booth and take a look at something that Penn FC put out there to just show how hard that is sometimes.
Ephrata.
Ephrata. Ephrata.
Freda.
Ephrata.
Ephrata.
Ephrata. Schuylkill.
Shoykill. Skylekill.
Schuylkill.
Shoykill.
Schuylkill.
Schuylkill. Lidditz.
Littitz. Is that a serious one? Is that serious? Littitz.
Lidditz.
Littitz.
Littitz.
Lidditz. Lidditz. Lancaster.
Lancaster. Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Ah, this one's nice. I will say until last week Lancaster, but I know it's Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Lancaster. Conshohocken.
Conshohocken, I know that one. Conshohocken.
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 Conshohocken. Punxsutawney.
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 Why? Why this one? Punxsutawney.
Punxsutawney.
Punxsutawney. Punxsutawney.
And welcome back. And I think Thiago Calvano, maybe he can use some of those words on the field now because he really was struggling with quite a few of them and getting kind of frustrated. At this point, there's a lot of things going on in the USL, and one team that really moves the needle is the team that's in first place in the Eastern Conference, FC Cincinnati. We've got an interview right now with our USL group with one of their defenders, Forrest Lasso.
How's it going, everyone? USL's Kelsey Steele here with FC Cincinnati defender Forrest Lasso. So we're well aware of what Forrest can do on the pitch, so today we're going to see what he's got on the court. We've got a game of horse going with a few questions in between. So Forrest, you want to get to it?
Let's do it.
Go.
Oh, let's go. Oh, pressure's on. Let's do it.
We got an H, people. So So, you're rally guy. Favorite part about North Carolina?
Ooh, sweet tea and barbecue.
MJ or LeBron?
Oh, that's like the Pele Messi question.
So there's only one right answer.
I mean, I'm definitely biased, so I'm MJ. We'll go with Bank this time.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, we got a letter.
Okay, sweet spot then on the court.
Top of the key. Why
Top
not?
of the key, okay.
Oh, yes.
Whose play would you mirror the most?
Little size difference with Dwayne Wade. He was the reason I started watching the NBA.
Get out of here. What, only 5'6", 5'7" at 16, and now you're pushing 6'7" at 25. What's that like for you?
So being the small guy, I was like the run of the litter growing up. I was always the smallest guy on every team, and then once it started to grow, I would like to say I was more technically sound when I was younger and smaller. And as I kind of grew, I kept the technical part of my game, and then I also realized that I have the physical side. When it comes to the game, it's definitely been a blessing. It's a special tool or trait that not everybody has, obviously.
Killing me.
Needed that.
Being pulled in from that Cincinnati community, what do they do bring to you guys?
Oh man, I've been playing this game since, I don't know, 3 years old. Everybody likes the game, not everybody loves the game, and when you go to Cincinnati, you can tell that there's 40,000 people that love it.
You're roommates with Jimmy. Tell me you've got a good story or two living with him over these last few months.
Oh, we've probably seen it on a few goal celebrations, but he's got absolutely no rhythm. He's probably going to hate that I told the world this, but he's, when he comes to dancing, this guy's pretty fun to watch.
Not short. Ah! Give it to the champ.
That was fun.
That'll do it for us today, Forrest. Thanks for coming along and bearing the heat with us. For now, that'll do it from Tampa.
Oh, what a save by Pickett! And it's slammed in by Allen Ware. Takes the shot and scores! This is Nashville SC. Save by Bell. Stylish. Sensational.
And welcome back. Halftime here between Penn FC and Indy 11. As you can see, scoreless so far in this first half. Still 7 more games in the home swing after this one for Penn FC. And look at some of the names there. Teams that are all in the hunt right now. North Carolina FC, Louisville City FC, FC Cincinnati. The end of the Keystone Derby with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Charlotte Independence, New York Red Bulls 2. The only team not fighting for a playoff spot in that next grouping is the final game on October 13th against Toronto FC 2. But there's still plenty of time to get your tickets to check out the remaining games here at FNB Field. And all you have to do is check out the website, pennfc.com. They'll give you more information on that, and you can get your tickets for the home stretch here for Penn FC. Again, at halftime, 0-0. Penn FC and the Indy 11. Highlights and stats coming up in our next break. Back after this on ESPN+.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
Back at FNB Field, Brian Kaiser along with Brendan Leahy. Our stats here in the first half of a scoreless game between Penn FC and the Indy 11. And the one that jumps out there more than anything else, Brendan, the possession right now, 68-32 in favor of Penn FC. And the home team has definitely dominated the ball in the first half. 6 corner kicks, but they haven't been able to put one in.
And just like head coach Raul Voss said, they're controlling the ball well, but they need to do better with the chances that they're given. If they keep this up, the possession, the corner kicks, they're going to be given the opportunities, but they have to make sure they capitalize on the opportunities that they're given.
And for the Indy 11, looks like their game plan coming in was to counterattack. And you see, even without much possession, only 2 less shots than Penn FC, and a couple of theirs were dangerous opportunities on the counterattack with those dangerous strikers.
Yeah, they were really able to get in behind the Penn FC back 4 there. They were causing some problems, and that's something that you got to be careful with if you're Penn FC. You can't let one quick opportunity get in the way of the possession that they've had.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights, and we'll put those in quotes in the first half because there really wasn't a lot. This is a great opportunity for Richard Menjivar, probably the best chance of the first half for Penn FC. They had a couple other rushes in the first half. This one was a move by Aaron Dennis, who was just wide of the mark as he was allowed to dribble in the middle. And then a clean header for Tiago Calvano, the best chance on a set piece. And this one right here was pretty much an example of what the Indy 11 was attempting to do as far as trying to get the ball in, and a final header near the end of the first half from Starkov. Well, some news going on around the league. Congratulations to some of the people who are out there who were able to win Goal of the Month and Save of the Month. Juan Kuzane out at SPR, and then you've got Joe Kuzminski for Charleston, the winners of those 2 things. Tim Hankinson was named the head coach of Chattanooga in USL's D3, but the big thing that was announced this week, just yesterday, the Richmond Kickers next year will be a part of USL's Division III. They are the 8th team who has been announced for that region. The Kickers, with that storied history, will drop into D3, but it seems like it's the right move for them financially. It's something that they are very happy to have an opportunity to keep the franchise going, and because the Southeastern region now has put up a pretty good contingent. They're with Greenville Triumph FC, South Georgia Tormenta FC, Chattanooga Pro Soccer, Orlando City B, all in that Southeastern region. One of the things that the D3 is trying to do in USL D3 is trying to regionalize a lot of stuff to keep costs down and allow teams to be able to flourish at that level. So the Kickers will be D3 next year. Still more announcements to come as the year goes on, because they're not just going to go with 8 teams. That D3 is going to pick up more and more teams as the offseason comes on. One other note to bring up, and that is that it was announced today the coach of the month for the USL, very deserving, was Bethlehem Steel's Brendan Burke. The Steel got themselves in playoff position as of right now. They hold the 6th hole in the playoff standings. But they had a perfect August as far as what they did. Dropped their last 2, though, and now with not many games for them, they've got 4 games left to go. They may be scrambling just a bit as well. We are set to go here in half number 2. Both teams have returned to the pitch, and the Indy 11 will have the first possession. We'll see if any changes were made. I'm going to guess that the answer to that is no. Throw-in coming up, though, for Penn FC. Aaron Dennis with it. Turns 30 yards out from goal. Plays a ball down the right side. No one making a move there, and Indy will throw in. See what adjustments these two teams have made at the half. Penn FC with so much possession in that first half of play. Again, they have the ball in Indy's defensive third. It's Ramirez coming to the near sideline, cannot quite keep it in. Carl Ouimet was there to make sure he wasn't able to get around. Ouimet had a red card the first time these two teams played. That was back on June 30th in a 1-1 draw. Game where Penn FC had that one get away from them. They were in a hot swing at that point. They had gone into Louisville City and won a game, and had been playing very well on a road swing at that point. Ball played in the middle by Penn FC. And after the red card that we met, and Penn FC already being up 1-0, they were looking good. Here's McInerney off a feed from Starkov. Low shot, Pizer has to make the save. Very well struck from Jack McInerney, the leading scorer on the Indy 11 squad. 9 goals in the season. Not too far away from number 10.
Pizer did well there. He got down quickly, was able to keep it in front of him. On this surface, you got to be aware of a bounce, but he did well there. Kept it down and was able to collect it calmly.
Ramirez up the near side. Not much pressure on him. He stands and waits. Now flicks it forward. And Dennis was offside for, I believe, the second or third time tonight. About a half step behind the defense and still didn't get it going. Now Penn FC's the team who has to deal in this end of the pitch with the sod that is on the baseball infield here at FNB Field.
You can see it getting more and more torn up as this game has gone along.
It is soggy. It's not raining tonight, but it is definitely moist as far as the field conditions are concerned. Paulo Jr. providing some pressure on Starkov. Played out. A look for Starkov. Overlapping, crossing, and ball deflected. Pizer there without a danger. 48th minute of play, still scoreless, Penn FC and the Indy 11. Long ball played up. Throw it coming up for Indy. There's Raul Voss. First-year head coach for Penn FC, just 34 years of age. Background in Germany over at Hoffenheim. And also before getting this opportunity, had pit stops in Fort Lauderdale and in Tampa Bay as an assistant coach. And getting this opportunity to lead this Penn FC squad this season. And he has been the right man for the job as far as his enthusiasm and just everything that this organization was looking for out of a head coach. Near Ferreira over in the far corner, slips as he is trying to turn, pulls it off of Metzger for a throw-in. Throwing coming up, and Ferreira, I think, is going to stretch out just a little bit after that. He's still feeling the effects of that slip. Throw in.
You could see his first touch got away from him there, took him down into the corner and trying to clear that out. He took a little bit of a spill. You know, especially here at the start of the half, you're not as loose as you were, you know, midway through the first half. You got to stretch out a little bit to make sure you don't do any damage there. The
giveaway on the throw-in by Indy 11 gives Penn FC another opportunity offensive third, but Menjivar will bring it back out. Calvano is there, dribbling right up the middle of the pitch. Now to Jaime. Metzger tries to dummy it through, and a foul's going to be called as Rainier Ferreira grabs a hold. Check that. It's going to be an offside. I thought for a second that they had called a foul instead as Aaron Dennis went over, but he is called offside again here in this game. That is offside number 4 against Penn FC, and every one of them have been against Aaron Dennis, who's playing as really that solo striker in the front in this lineup for Penn FC. Wonder if and when we're going to see Lucky Kasana, if he's able to go tonight. He is on the bench for Penn FC. Leading goal scorer for the home team. Ball headed by Russin. And gets brought all the way back out here to the near side to Ouimet. Williams kicks it forward. Starkov. Nothing on that one, though. Just goes harmlessly out of play. Stay up to date with all the best from social media around the USL by watching Off the Post with Kelsey Steele every Friday evening on the USL's social media channels. Ryan Kaiser along with Brendan Leahy. Wherever you are this evening watching this game, glad you could join us here on ESPN+, the only Eastern Conference game in town. Penn FC, Indy 11 in a midweek clash. Still scoreless here, but Penn FC on the move trying to change that. Franco finds Paulo Jr. Metzger swings it over to the near side. Here is Harry Hawkins. The Englishman goes to Ramirez. Ball inside. Paulo Jr. got a touch to it, cleared away calmly by Rainier Ferreira. That is a pull, a yank, and a takedown by Marco Franco. Here comes Spies. On this near side, Watson is more advanced than he was in most of the first half. That's a nice ball played behind for Starkov, but he is offside. Pizer there with the ability to make the save on that one anyways. He wanted to get a quick restart going, not going to be allowed to do that.
Starkov with some great running there, able to slip in behind the Penn FC defense, just a tad early, a couple steps offside.
Jaime with it, turns, drops it back for Franco. Jaime near midfield. A draw for both these teams would not be the worst thing in the world. You get a point, and every point is precious this time of the year. But each team would benefit greatly from a 3-point victory tonight. A little talk to Nico Mattern after that foul, so it'll be a Penn FC restart. Play to the middle, Menjivar. No pressure from McInerney, but still, he's going to dribble up. Menjivar sneaking forward, drops it over to the side. Paulo Jr. Chip to the inside, not read by Dennis. It's easily played by Owain Von Williams. It'll be a restart on the punt. Williams will boot it forward. Starkov very frustrated that he didn't get a call. Franco was bodying up against him. A quick push gained separation for Franco. And also gained a goal kick for Penn FC.
Starkov's a physical player. Franco getting in there and just, giving him a little
start. So it'll be a throw-in coming up for the Indy 11. How well do you know the USL? You can test your knowledge. Jaime. Off. Right away.
to the system that you're willing to put in.
Met was there, but he was a step behind the defense when he made that run. So it will be Pizer to take this free kick for Penn FC. Penn FC is Rush Soccer's first team, making its USL debut this season. Rush Soccer is an international organization dedicated to the development of youth soccer players. Based in Littleton, Colorado, Rush Soccer has partnered with 85 clubs around the globe, providing a comprehensive club development program to over 32,000 players. Penn FC is proud to sit on top of the Rush Soccer pyramid.
You see the Indy 11 there, you know, being a little more direct with their passing, trying to be a little more incisive against this Penn FC defense, able to catch them offside there.
Definitely have a soft spot for this Indy 11 team. They play on the home field of my favorite football team, Indianapolis Colts. Good to see Andrew Luck out there healthy. First time in a couple years. They play their home fields right on the pitch at Lucas Oil Stadium. Ball played over this near side by Penn FC, but it was last touched by Watson. So the restart coming up, and Penn FC at this point will start being a little bit more deliberate with what they do. So the throw-in coming up from Hawkins. The first half, this went a lot quicker when they took throw-ins. Not now, not with a 1-0 lead. And here's an opportunity for Dennis to try to run one down. Stepped in front of by Russin. Sends it back up the other way. Franco overruns the ball. It's tugged just a little bit, but keeps possession of the ball. Out here on the near side, Ramirez will chip it down the middle. Ball flicked to the back post. Here's Paulo Jr., the goal scorer. He'll fire again. This time it goes wide. Deflection is the call, though. And as that is deflected, it's going to be a corner kick for Penn FC.
Another great run there by Paulo Jr. Getting in there, you know, taking the opportunities that he's given. You can see a little bit of slipping there on the Indy 11 back four. You know, they're trying to contain him, but you know, this turf is not something that you're going to be able to judge accurately each time.
So it will be Walter Ramirez, the 34-year-old Honduran, making his 8th start of the year since joining the team. That is a low knuckling ball that's easily cleared by the Indy 11. Ramirez was essentially the replacement for Freddie Opoku, who got called back to Ghana. Here's a chance. Thiago Calvano with the header that goes wide, and he goes down in a heap at the penalty, just in front of the penalty spot. Second time in this game, Thiago Calvano is just wide of the left post. He's a bit slow to get back up. Great opportunity there for Thiago Calvano. The veteran defender upset with himself, but putting himself in a great position there to try to put Penn FC up by 2. For the Indy 11, who will be able to change the tenor of this game for the visitors? Will it be somebody who's already on the pitch, or will they have to go to the bench? A turn. Watson's grabbed a hold of by Menjivar. Watson wants something more from the referee. We're not going to have a card. Menjivar did well to slow that thing down, and that's what Watson's upset about.
And that's a smart play there by Menjivar. He knows that his team's not back and in position. He's trying to delay that as much as possible. He's getting a talking to here, but no card produced from that.
He's not going to be recognized, I wouldn't think, at the end of the year as far as, you know, postseason accolades, but there is maybe arguably no one more valuable for this team in terms of his importance for what he does in that defensive holding midfield role and the playmaker when they come forward. Assist leader on this team. Ball played backside. Here's another opportunity. Penn FC with a little room, and Paulo Jr. down the left. Given that opportunity by Metzger, they'll drop it all the way back. Franco thinks about a cross, instead goes back to Paulo Jr. Franco. Now to Calvano. In the middle of the pitch to Jaime. That is Franco. Ball deflected away. Will go over the far sideline. The possession, though, continues to be all in the way of Penn FC. And as I expected, we are going to have a substitution coming in for the Indy 11. So we'll see who that's going to be. A couple substitutions coming into the game. So we had some technical difficulties. We're going to show you the goal that was missed during that time, a goal that was scored by Paulo Jr. Let's take a look at this. It's a ball played by Harry Hawkins over to the other side. Jr. got a touch to it and then fires it far post past the keeper. So that's why we stand right now at 1-0. That goal on the 57th minute of play. And there was no assist given initially on that play. It looked to me like it was Harry Hawkins who played that ball over. So Hawkins should eventually, as they look back and see that one, get the assist on that one. But that's why we're at 1-0 in favor of Penn FC. Brian Kaiser along with Brendan Leahy. Important game for both these teams in terms of what they're going to have available in playoff situation. Ball headed by Venter, somehow got ahead to that one around 2 Indy defenders, and it will be a goal kick.
Dead ball situations here. Penn FC has been able to whip them into the box, get something on them, but again, another chance that has gone just wide. Penn FC needs to get these chances on target if they want to try to get a comfortable lead here.
Talked about Richard Menjivar, 27-year-old Californian, leading assist man on the Penn FC team. The other thing he leads in is appearances. 24 appearances. Nobody for this Penn FC team has played every game. Here's an opportunity. McInerney, great job coming back by Venter to cut him off and tool it over the near sideline. Menjivar with 24 appearances is actually a couple ahead of Kaiser for the most appearances by any Penn FC player this season. Vitally important in his role for the team. Franco misplays that one. Ball drilled by McInerney right off of Starkov. And we've got a foul in the middle of the pitch. One of the guys who has come in the game, that is Seth Moses, who has checked in for the Indy 11. Seth Moses is now in the game. The other guy who came in as well is Dylan Maris. So those two have checked in. Substitutions for the Indy 11. And they will attend to Moses right now as far as the tongue lashing that he's going to get for what happened on the pitch. Thiago Calvano, who already has picked up a card in this game and will miss the next Penn FC match as a result of it for card accumulation. Trying to get equal treatment there. I don't think he's going to get the card from Moses on this situation, especially somebody who just came into the game.
Yeah, Calvano's pretty upset by that. It seemed like there was a little bit of a coming together, and it looked like while they were trying to get separated, he might have stepped on another player again. It's a tough, it's a tough situation to be in. I don't think that there was anything malicious in that, but I can understand Calvano's frustration with that.
Lucky Kasana awaits an opportunity to check onto the pitch. We'll have to wait until after this free kick. Pizer toes it back into play for Penn FC. Ball headed right back down into the Indy half of the field. Great job by Paulo Jr. tracking back to win the possession. Metzger finds Jaime. Check, that's Franco. Ball turn. Here comes Paulo Jr. down that right flank, crossing it towards the box. Aaron Dennis was menacingly there, but played well by the Indy defense. They will keep the possession. Ferreira up to midfield and headed over the far sideline. So this should be an opportunity to get Casana into the game. We'll see who the substitution. It is going to be for Walter Ramirez. Casana will check into the game, and what that will probably do is they'll put Casana up top, swing Dennis over to a wing, and bring Paulo Jr. over here to the left side. He's been patrolling the right side for most of this contest. So for Walter Ramirez, his 8th start of the season, and his appearance in this game is at an end. Casana checks in for Penn FC. For Lucky Casana, did not get an opportunity in his international duty to actually get a cap for Zimbabwe. He's part of the 18 who was selected for their match this past week, but did not make an appearance off their bench. So he still awaits his first cap, but the fact that his season has gone the way it has, 10 goals on the year for the former New York Cosmo and also former Harrisburg City Islander. It's been a breakout season once again for him. Down that side, Dennis on the right wing, taken down. There's some hand wrestling from both sides that time. And Aaron Dennis, they will check on him. The guy who's upset, though, is definitely right here, Ferreira. Not pleased that he didn't get the call because Dennis's hands seemed like they were out first. And then the retaliation as Dennis turned to the inside gets the whistle called against the Indy 11 defender. So the free kick from just outside the box, a menacing one that Richard Menjivar will stand over top of.
Definitely not a place you want to give away a free kick there if you're the Indy 11. Penn FC has been dangerous thus far. We've got some extracurriculars there in the inside the penalty box.
And that is going to be Aaron Dennis, who picks up a yellow card away from everything else for some of the things that are going on in front of the box. Incidentally, earlier substitutions, Iosi and Ben Spies checked out. Dylan Maris and Seth Moses, the guys who replaced the two of them. So here comes an opportunity for Penn FC to try to extend the lead. Already up 1-0 on a 57th minute goal by Paulo Jr. Menjivar drops it back. Metzger, never a chance. Didn't stay over top of that one. And the veteran has that chance go by the wayside. One goal so far this year for Dan Metzger. One of those key signings coming into this year for Penn FC.
That's not a bad idea there on the free kick as well. You know, you load up the box, you dish it out to a guy who's out there outside the box, able to whip it in, just unfortunately not able to keep it under the bar.
Originally drafted by DC United, then moved on to New York Red Bulls, the New York Red Bulls 2 program, and then last year actually saw some time for the big club at the MLS level. Penn FC with it now. We're in the 73rd minute of play, 1-0. Penn FC clinging to this lead. Get an inside look at life on and off the field from a player's perspective every Wednesday evening in the latest edition of From the Pitch on USLsoccer.com. Hawkins the throw in. There's Paulo Jr. Hawkins drops it back for Menjivar. Will they swing it again? Yes, they do. Advantage played. Marco Franco into the box it goes. And the 11 deals with that easily. Ball back up the field to McInerney. He's going to run onto it. He had the equalizer in the 80th minute of their first matchup. Got a foul and a grab against Menjivar. Slowing down the action just a little bit and gives the Indy 11 a chance to restart near midfield. McInerney's free kick in the 80th minute of the first matchup between these two teams was the equalizer that allowed Indy 11 a man down in that game to survive and get a point out of it. Ball played in. Offside is the call. Ball goes in the back of the Penn FC net. But it was definitely Brad Russin offside. And we're going to take a look at the only score of this game one more time. The thing that has us at 1-0. And this is a little bit more of that as the ball was played over to Harry Hawkins. Hawkins coming in. Ball hits Paulo Jr. He allows it to get by Ferreira and one-times it with just a touch by Owain Fawn Williams. Goalie got a piece of it, but not enough. And that is the third goal of the season for Paulo Jr. and a big one here for Penn FC's chances in the playoffs as we have Brad Russin a little slow to get up here on the pitch. Checking out his legs right now, Russin. Interesting thing about Brad Russin, here's a guy who has a link in this game also, Brendan. He was traded back in 2015 from the Tampa Bay Rowdies to San Antonio. The player that he was traded for, Richard Menjivar, who's now with Penn FC. So they reacquaint themselves in a, now when you're traded for somebody, I don't know, especially in today's society, I would assume that you probably tweet that person and let them know, hey, good to see that you get to go to my old team, and thanks for being able to be traded for me. Whatever you would do, you might put some pleasantries that way. But you know, I don't know if they actually are good friends or even talk to each other. But they get a chance here or tonight to renew that acquaintance.
That's not something, you know, something you could consider, reaching out to that guy. You know, you want to get a feel for the team that you're going into, you know, anything that you should be aware of, you know, what kind of things you should look for when you're going into a locker room or when you're out on the pitch. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, the occasional reaching out, and social media definitely helps with that. It's a lot easier to get a hold of some of these guys.
Just make sure that you pause before hitting send on any sort of message, as many people are starting to find out more and more in today's society. Penn FC with the ball after the restart. Russin is now back on the pitch. Metzger drops it back. Jaime cannot get around his man, and a good job shielding that time by Nico Mattern. So the restart comes up for the Indy 11. Williams will bring it up as far as he can. Still really yet to see in this second half that sense of urgency from Indy 11. We have not seen them really turn the page here.
They did make 2 substitutions. You know, that you'd think that would be, you know, adding a little bit of injection of energy and pace and, you know, some drive there to get something into the Penn FC defensive third. But you're right, we haven't seen it yet.
And I would not be surprised if this continues the way it is right now. If that third substitution we would see will end up being Suni Saad. He may need his ability to change a game. There'll be a throw-in coming up for Penn FC. Play Wheel of Fortune, the new scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery for your chance at top prizes of $100 grand. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Penn FC making the move into the box, right side of the box. Good cross, but nobody at the end of that one because Sana had already gone near post. It went to the middle. Here's Hawkins. Penn FC continues their possession dominance. Hawkins with that left foot. He's got the goal, the assist on the goal by Paulo Jr. Paulo Jr. deflects that opportunity from Watson out of play. Midweek game, Penn FC with a victory here. If they can continue this, would move into a tie for 10th and would be just 4 points out of the final playoff spot currently held by Nashville SC. Still 7 more home games left to go for this Penn FC squad. Some big names coming in, but if you're going to be a playoff team, you're going to have to learn to beat some of those teams anyways. Pizer toes it up the field. Headed back by Indy 11, but controlled by Penn FC. Here's Aaron Dennis. Good ball to Paulo Jr. Jr. cuts to the inside. Shot with the right foot. Just wide of the left post. Another great opportunity there for Penn FC. You see Paulo Jr., who has been the danger man and the goal scorer.
It's well done there by Paulo Jr. Able to get into the box, and instead of trying to tuck it far post, he comes back, tries to sneak it past the keeper near post, just a bit outside. It's well done there.
Ball headed back into the Indy 11, half of the field. See only one bit of activity on that side for Indy 11 right now, warming up. They're not going to go with the substitution yet, though. I'm guessing it should be within the next few minutes.
Oh, you'd think you want to give any substitute at least maybe 10 minutes or so to try to make an impact here, especially down 1 goal.
Throw in. There's Maris. There's Penn FC with it. They take it back. Paulo Jr. down the left side. Good pace that time. Beats We Met into the box. Tugged on. Ball played. Cassano, maybe his first touch of the game since coming in. And it's a shot on goal that has to be saved by Williams. Indy 11 will try to counter. Ball played up. McInerney has no one with him initially, but immediately Venter gets there, and Penn FC will play it over the side. Throw in coming up for the Indy 11 in the offensive third. Got about 10 minutes plus stoppage time left to go here from FNB Field in Harrisburg. 1-0, Penn FC leading the Indy 11 on a 57th minute goal by Paulo Jr. Ryan Kaiser along with Brendan Leahy, glad you could be with us this evening for this one.
You can see We Met coming up along the near sideline here. He's you know, pretty gassed at the moment. You can see him trying to catch his air. Paulo Jr., he was given the sideline and he took it on that last drive.
Throw-in goes right to Menjivar's foot. He sends it near midfield. Indy 11, good diagonal run this time. They play the ball centrally. Here's an opportunity, a shot and a save. Great job that time by Pizer, seeing that one from Moses the entire way as the second half substitute. Maybe one of the best chances all night for the Indy 11, and it was drilled right at the keeper. Moses was with Puerto Rico FC a year ago. Played in a couple different countries, Seth Moses has. South Korea, Austria, Switzerland, so he's been around also. An opportunity to try to change things here for Indy 11. Throw-in coming up for Penn FC, 82nd minute of action. Major advantage in possession time tonight from Penn FC, and it has shown not just on the field, but also on the scoreboard. Currently at about 68% in favor of Penn FC, the possession in this game, and that has been consistent through the first and second half. Ball played long, looking for Starkov. Venter gets there first. Starkov is able to bounce up quickly, drops it off. Diagonal run, looking for Ferreira into the box. Ball was touched, but back off Ferreira. There'll be a goal kick coming up for Penn FC.
Starkov did well. They're able to link up with some of his forwards, trying to get any chance on goal that they can, but still nothing too decisive here from Indy 11.
And we are very close to seeing the final substitution from the Indy 11. And it is not the person who was warming up furiously before. Don't know who it was before, but it is a different player who's coming up front. McInerney allowed to get possession, but Hawkins takes it right away from him. Penn FC's back four have been up to the challenge all evening long so far. Watson tries to cross. Calvano sends it back. Watson got a piece of that one now up the sideline. Opportunity here from We Met. Will cross. Headed up in the air. Hawkins will twist a header, and Penn FC able to hit a couple headers all the way up near midfield. Here's a chance on the counter. One-on-one, Cassana, and forces a poor touch from Russin, who was trying to chest it back to his keeper, but could not keep it in play. Restart coming up. Metzger thinks about the quick restart, but nobody's up right now, and with a 1-0 lead, thinks better of it. Also 2 balls on the pitch, so he wouldn't even been allowed to anyways, but probably better for Penn FC that did not happen. And Paulo Jr. actually is behind the play right now. A little slow to get up, maybe cramping up over here. He's done a lot of damage on both flanks. The goal plus a very high work rate tonight for the former member of Indy 11, haunting his old team.
He has put in an incredible shift running up and down the field. I mean, he's been all over the place, and it's paid off for him with a goal tonight.
So this time it will be Menjivar who has gone over to the corner since that time. The usual corner kick taker for Penn FC will put it in play. Bending backside. Ball deflected. Venter has a chance at it. Cleared away by Carlisle Mitchell. Ball headed right back into the mix by Calvano. Can Dennis keep it in? No, he cannot. Goal kick for Indy 11 as we approach 5 minutes plus stoppage time left to go, and we will have a substitution, the final one of the contest for the Indy 11, as Nathan Lewis will check into the game, and he will come in place of Nico Matern. So this is a forward for a midfielder. You'd have to think that this is a sign that the Indy 11 is going to push forward even more so. Desperation time for them. They find themselves a goal down here on the road to Penn FC. Ball played up the field. An opportunity for Mitchell. Ball sent back, but nobody making a run, and Pizer does what he does so well as a veteran, and that is takes a couple touches to it. No reason to pick it up until somebody challenges. That's a few more seconds off the clock that Penn FC does not have to worry about wasting. Pizer sends it up the field. There's Franco. Sends it to the middle. Cassana is there. Gets it around his man and knocked down. And this is going to be a card against Russin. Question whether or not that should be a red card because it was last man and taken down. It will be a yellow card. Russin did not have one earlier. That is definitely right on the borderline there. So we see a nice touch from Cassana. And just the fact that you had a man, it was Ouimet who was just close enough to the backside of that play that you could say that maybe he wasn't the last man back, but whoo, that was close.
I think Ouimet is the one who's going to save him from a red card there. You know, it's one of those tackles as a defender you have to make. He's in on goal. There's no one behind you. It's one of those things you have to stick an arm out, stick a leg out, and see what you can do to try to stop him. But you're going to pay for it here. And, you know, it's a dangerous free kick here for Penn FC.
Chance to try to finish this one off. Interesting who's standing over this one, too. It is not Menjivar who takes a lot of the free kicks that get sent into the mix. Instead, it is Lucky Cassano. And that means one thing. Lucky's going for goal right here. And this is about 25, 26 yards out from goal. Maybe a little bit more. Cassana looking for his 11th goal of the season. He will fire it right into the wall. Deflects away, not a ton on that one either. Quick throw in coming up for Penn FC if they want to, and there's no reason to because they're going to make another substitution. Aaron Dennis, off of his international duty, has done well, and he will give way to Prince Bafo. We'll check in for Penn FC. So Aaron Dennis, the 25-year-old, making his 11th start of the season. Good shift for him. And Prince Bafo for the 13th time this year. The Ghanaian national will check into the game to allow fresh legs on the Penn FC flanks.
And that's where Indy 11 has seemed to be the most vulnerable up and down the flanks. They've been, you know, getting gassed all night here. They've been working hard. They're starting to see some fresh or some weak legs. You know, getting fresh legs in here for Penn FC will definitely be beneficial.
Here comes Ouimet into the offensive half. Allowed to go, cutting inside. Drops it off. And stopping his run was Nathan Lewis. Ouimet thought he was going to keep going. And another unforced error from the Indy 11. They have just not been in sync in this game. That does not bode well for this team. They had a very tough schedule down the stretch. You'd have to think that they're probably going to make the playoffs at this point, but they are not a lock yet at 45 points. And with games left against Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Tampa Bay Rowdies, FC Cincinnati, Bethlehem Steel, and Louisville City, not an easy one in the bunch there for the Indy 11 as they close out this season. And 3 of those games are on the road. Paulo Jr. gets the ball as we approach the final minute of regulation. Junior left side of the box. Gets around his man. Plays it inside. Cassana can't pull the trigger. And deflection there as Metzger had it dead to rights, and Kasana got in his way.
That's one of those things you just kind of, look at your teammate, you shake your head a little bit, and then you hustle back to get back on defense, because this is one of those things, you got to think it would have put the game away.
Oh, he's wide open there. To be honest with you, Paulo Jr. might have gotten in the way too, considering where he was looking to shoot that ball. But still, Penn FC minutes away from their 9th win of the season. They have to hold on, though. It is 1-0. They lead the Indy 11, and we're going to have the final substitution of the game off the bench of Raul Voss. Or are we? No, we're not ready for that substitution. Thought we were going to. Yep, it just took a little while. And it's not like Penn FC is worried about hurrying this one along, as Dan Metzger will cede. And he will be replaced by Haruna Shaibu. Youngster will check into the game for Shaibu. This will be his 5th appearance of the year. The 19-year-old 6'4" Ghanaian. A lot of Ghanaian influence on this Penn FC team. Minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time is on the clock. We're already into that thanks to that substitution. We may see a little more than 4 because of that. Flick forward. Indy 11 desperately now need an equalizer. Down the side, last touch by the Indy 11. Kasana running up the field. Headed out of danger there for a moment by Mitchell. Ball thrown in. Right side of the box is Kasana. Drops it off. Bafo is there. Down goes his man, and the foul will be called against Prince Bafo. So it is Rainier Ferreira who took the tumble and will now put the ball back into play. Already a minute and a half into stoppage time, and that sort of sums up the evening for the Indy 11. Paulo Jr. as a result of that goes to his right foot. Now to Kasana. Kasana right side of the box. Back to Paulo Jr. who turns. Still no shot. Ball dispossessed. And here come the Indy 11. Great job there. Ball sent up the field, but they can't keep the possession. Matt Watson, who has done everything he can tonight for the Indy 11, was the guy who dispossessed the ball initially and sent it up the other way. Kasana to the middle of the pitch. Now rushing is Shaibu, nothing there. A turn by Moses. Menjivar tries to grab him in whiffs. Jaime does not, though, and they're able to win the ball once again. And this is an Indy 11 team that just cannot get the ball up to their strikers at this point. Shaibu has it knocked down. In the 2nd minute of stoppage time now. Long ball played up off the far side, and again, the misconnection offensively looking for Dylan Maris.
You're seeing a little bit of a problem there with Indy 11 trying to get the ball from their midfield up to their forwards. They have not been clicking at all tonight, and you're seeing more of it here.
Do they have an answer? Starkov is with it. Had a brace in the last game. Maybe the most dangerous guy they've had tonight. Still nothing there. Long ball played up. Calvano heads it back. Opportunity chipped into the box. Again, Calvano is there. Penn FC has won the aerial duels, especially in this 2nd half. Down that side, Bafo whiffs on it. Here's Watson, chips it back in again. Starkov absolutely backs into his man in a collision. That's just 2 guys going after the ball here in the 4th minute of stoppage time. So we are definitely going to play some more here at FNB Field. Calvano and Starkov, 2 guys going after it and just not realizing that the other one was as close as they were.
You can see Starkov going up for some acrobatics there. I mean, the collision there, you can see it's, I don't think either one of them was braced for it. Calvano down. Starkov at least back up on a knee here, but Calvano looks to be, in some serious pain here from that collision.
He took the brunt of that one, as Starkov, when he went into the box, threw that body back, and he jerked towards Calvano. I mean, no foul against either player there. I mean, it's a collision. It's part of the game of soccer. But I don't think that's going to make Thiago Calvano feel any better.
I don't think so either. It's one of those coming togethers where, you know, especially with it when you go up for something a little more acrobatic like that, you know, it's one of those things, it's hard to brace yourself. Starkov goes down. You can see he's in a little bit of discomfort probably from the way he landed. But Calvano, I mean, he was not expecting that at all. He went in looking to try to get ahead on that ball.
Here's the bright side for Calvano. With his 5th yellow card in this game, he's going to be sitting out the next game anyway, so he will have time to rest. He will miss their clash on Sunday evening at 6 o'clock when Penn FC will be hosting North Carolina FC. And if this game holds the way it is, as you see Calvano gutting it out and walking over to the side, but he's going to have to come off the pitch. Yeah, he was looking to bike that one, and there's just not any room there to do so. But that game with North Carolina FC, many ways could end up being an elimination match because both those teams will be tied with 35 points going into that game. So
and if Penn FC is able to pull out a win here, that'll be some big momentum switching into their favor when you're coming into that game.
Calvano, bleeding at the chin, is allowed to come back in the game anyways. We have a better vantage point of that with our camera than what the official probably was. The throw-in coming up. We are definitely into extra stoppage time here. I would guess maybe still about another minute left to go. Penn FC with it. On rushing, Baffo takes it away from Kasana. Indy 11, though, cannot get the push back up the field. That'll do it. The final whistle blows, and the home team, on a goal by Polo Jr. in the 57th minute, has gotten all 3 points tonight as Penn FC wins the season series from the Indy 11 with a win tonight. Had a draw earlier between the two teams, and Penn FC with a victory 1-0 over the Indy 11. So the Indy 11 will drop to 12, 8, and 9 and remain in 5th place with 45 points overall. And for Penn FC, they improved to 9, 10, and 8, 35 points, and they move into a tie with North Carolina FC and the Charlotte Independents for 10th place in terms of points. With goal differential, Penn FC will be in 11th after this game, but it will be a big matchup coming up on Sunday with that very North Carolina FC team that will be tied with them. We're going to step out for a break. When we come back, a final wrap of this one. Penn FC beats the Indy 11 tonight 1-0. Back after this with a final wrap on ESPN Plus.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
And welcome back. Penn FC beats Indy 11 1-0. We got a special guest down on the pitch right now as our Brandon Marie is with Penn FC head coach Raul Voss.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with head coach Raul Voss. Coach, obviously a very important result for your team. What made the difference in the second half?
Yeah, I think we were showed a little more energy. We're a little sharper, had a little more the extra few percent you need. So I think that was really it.
Do you feel kind of a change in momentum now coming off a loss over the weekend, a win here midweek? Does that put you in good position moving forward?
Yeah, we are on 35 now, 7 home games to go, and we go for it. Let's see where it takes us.
Again, a big matchup on Sunday coming up with North Carolina FC, also on 35 points, I believe. How important will that one be to keep things going?
Yeah, you just said it. This is it. I mean, I doubt both of us will go to the playoffs. It's going to be either one of us, and that's a 6-point match, so to speak.
Perfect. Best of luck this weekend. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Brandon. And as I said, 6-point match, and there's a lot of them coming up later on this season. Back to break. Back with the final wrap on ESPN Plus.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
And welcome back one final time to FNB Field in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Brian Kaiser along with Brendan Leahy. Our final score here tonight was Penn FC 1, Indy 11-0. And we're going to go to our highlights right now, Brendan. And Penn FC, a deserved 1-0 victory. They were the better team in this game. They controlled the possession. And here was the goal as Paulo Jr., off the assist from Harry Hawkins, able to get the game winner. Let's take a look at that once again. You see Hawkins down the pitch. The ball actually goes through the legs of Paulo Jr., but a fortunate bounce because it allowed him to get the space he needed to get the one and only goal of this game. As you can see, a very important win here for Penn FC.
It really is, and with a huge game coming up this weekend, like Coach Raul Voss said, it's a 6-point game. You know, the playoffs are not going to be big enough for these two teams, and it's one of these things where coming into it with a big win here tonight is going to, could give that extra boost that they need to pull out another victory this weekend.
They will have momentum thanks to a dominating performance here, especially in the second half. 16 shots to 8 corner kicks compared to just 1 on the other side. 65 to 35% possession advantage for Penn FC. And Indy 11 they were not in sync the entire night. They just could not get anything going.
That's right. You saw the divide almost between the midfield and the forwards. They just weren't able to link up. The forwards were linking up well, but they weren't really getting the ball much. Penn FC dominated the possession, and they were more decisive in the second half and were able to get a goal out of it.
So that's going to do things from here. A reminder, the next home match for the Indy 11, they have another Wednesday game. That's going to be Wednesday, September 26th at Lucas Oil Stadium, 7 o'clock start time. I don't think you probably want to check tickets at North Carolina FC, probably at www.indy11.com. They also will play Pittsburgh in the meantime this weekend. Penn FC, though, they've got a matchup this Sunday against North Carolina FC. That start time is 6 o'clock on Sunday. We'll be back here for that again. Again, still tickets available for that one and all of the games left to go in the 7 games remaining on the Penn FC homestand. www.pennfc.com is the place to go for that one. Penn FC taking on North Carolina FC in a game that will be very important to determining the Eastern Conference USL playoff race. That's going to do it from here. For everyone involved, my colleagues Brendan Morey and Brendan Leahy, this is Brian Kaiser saying good evening from FNB Field in Harrisburg. Penn FC, a 1-0 victory tonight over the Indy 11. You've seen this here on ESPN+.
United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.